My child, they thought they buried the truth, but I saw every tear you cried in silence. They believed I was silent because I was weak, but I was preparing the moment when my justice would speak louder than their lies. Listen to me carefully now, because what I am about to reveal will change the way you understand every painful moment you survived. I did not abandon you in the darkness. I was standing there watching everything unfold, counting every wound they caused, recording every hidden betrayal, and preparing the exact day when heaven would answer on your behalf. Do not skip these words, my beloved, because this is not just another message. This is the moment when I begin to close the chapter that has drained your soul for far too long. My precious child, I need you to quiet your heart for a moment and listen carefully to my voice, because what I am speaking to you now is not ordinary. This message is not random. You did not arrive here by accident. I brought you here because your spirit has been crying out for answers even when your lips remain silent. I have seen the heaviness inside you. I have watched you carry pain you never deserved. I have watched you smile in front of people while your heart was quietly breaking behind closed doors. I know how many nights you laid awake wondering why the people you trusted became the very ones who wounded you. I know how deeply betrayal cut into your spirit. I know the exhaustion that settled over your soul after pretending for so long that everything was fine. But my child, hear me clearly now. I saw everything. There was not a single tear that escaped my sight. Not one moment of humiliation passed unnoticed before heaven. Every cruel word they spoke about you in secret, I heard it. Every lie that was spread to damage your name, I recorded it. Every time they mocked your kindness, took advantage of your heart, or celebrated your suffering, I was there watching in silence. And you wondered why I did not move immediately. You questioned why heaven seemed quiet while your soul was drowning in pain. But my beloved, my silence was never weakness. My silence was preparation. I was allowing hidden hearts to reveal themselves completely. I was exposing intentions that even you could not yet see. I was separating those who truly loved you from those who only loved what they could gain from you. You must understand something now. The enemy wanted you to believe that I abandoned you, that with the greatest lie whispered against your spirit. There were moments when you felt forgotten because your prayers seemed unanswered. There were moments when you almost gave up because the burden became too heavy. You asked me, Lord, how much longer must I endure this pain? And even though you could not hear me, I was holding your trembling heart the entire time. I was strengthening you on nights when you thought you could not survive another morning. I was carrying you through emotional battles that would have destroyed someone without my hand covering them. My child, you survived because I refused to let darkness consume you completely. I know how tired you became from always being the strong one. I know how draining it felt to keep forgiving people who kept hurting you. I know the confusion you felt when the people you prayed for became the same people who betrayed your trust. Some wounds cut deeper because they came from people you never expected would turn against you. And still you tried to remain kind. Still you tried to protect others while your own heart was bleeding. Heaven saw that, my child. I saw every silent sacrifice. I saw every moment you chose not to become bitter even while carrying unbearable disappointment. I saw the strength it took for you to continue moving forward after being emotionally crushed again and again. But now I need you to listen carefully because something is shifting. The season you have been living in is coming to an end. The chapter filled with hidden tears, confusion, betrayal, and emotional exhaustion cannot continue forever. I am not slow, my child. I am precise. Human beings think silence means inactivity, but heaven works differently. While you were crying, I was arranging things behind the scenes. While they were mocking you, I was setting boundaries they could not cross. While they thought they had power over your life, I was already preparing the moment when everything would begin to change. You thought nothing was happening because you could not see it with your natural eyes, but the spiritual realm was moving constantly around your situation. My beloved child, I know there were times when you felt embarrassed by your pain. You hid your tears because you did not want anyone to see how broken you truly felt inside. You convinced yourself that maybe your suffering did not matter. But listen to me carefully now. Your pain mattered to me every single day. Your cries reached heaven even when nobody else understood what you were carrying. And because I am your Father, I cannot ignore the injustice that touched your life. Justice does not sleep when I am awake. The world may overlook your suffering, but heaven never ignores the cries of a wounded child. There comes a moment when my patience toward evil reaches its limit. And my child, many people are approaching that limit now. Do not misunderstand me. I am not calling you to hatred. I am not teaching you revenge. Vengeance belongs to me because only I see the full truth hidden inside every heart. But I am telling you this because I need your faith to rise again. I need you to stop believing that your story ends in heartbreak. I need you to stop thinking your tears were meaningless. Nothing you suffered was wasted. Even the betrayal became part of the preparation. Even the loneliness shaped something stronger inside you. The very people who tried to weaken your spirit accidentally pushed you closer toward the purpose I prepared for your life. The enemy intended to destroy you emotionally, but instead you became spiritually stronger through the fire. Comment amen. My heart is ready if you're prepared to walk in faith. My child, there is a reason why your spirit feels different lately. There is a reason you have felt tension building around your life. There is a reason your heart keeps sensing that something is about to change. That feeling is not your imagination. It is the movement of heaven beginning to unfold around you. I am shaking things loose. I am removing hidden obstacles. I am exposing what was done in darkness. And I am preparing you for the moment when my justice begins speaking louder than the lies that once surrounded you. Some people believed they escaped accountability because time passed. They assumed my silence meant approval, but they forgot who I am. I am patient, but I am also just. I do not ignore what destroys the hearts of my children. You have entered a season where hidden things cannot remain hidden much longer. Masks will begin falling. Motives will be exposed. Truth will rise naturally without you forcing it. And when these things begin happening, do not panic. Do not chase explanations. Do not waste your energy trying to fight every battle yourself. I am already handling things you cannot yet see. Your responsibility is not revenge. Your responsibility is trust. Stay close to me now because where I am leading you next requires healing, peace, and spiritual clarity. I do not want your future poisoned by the bitterness of your past. My beloved child, listen carefully to these final words for today. The tears you cried in secret were never ignored. The betrayal that almost broke your spirit did not destroy your destiny. The silence you endured was not abandonment. I was preparing this moment with perfect precision, and now heaven is moving. Your case is not forgotten. Your pain is not invisible. Your prayers are not lost. I am rising to defend what belongs to me. And I need you to hold on to faith a little longer, because what happens next will prove that I was beside you the entire time. My child, stop for a moment and listen carefully to me, because what I am about to speak into your spirit is not ordinary. This is not another random message passing through your day. This is a divine interruption. I have intentionally stopped you here because heaven refuses to let you continue carrying confusion, pain, fear, and emotional exhaustion without hearing my voice clearly. I know your mind has been crowded lately. I know your heart has been heavy. I know there are moments when you smile in front of people while silently falling apart inside. But today I need your full attention, because something important is happening around your life. And if you allow distractions to steal this moment from you, you may miss the very instruction that was sent to prepare you for the next chapter I am opening before you. My beloved child, you have asked me for signs. You have prayed for clarity. You have begged me to show you whether I was still near while everything around you felt uncertain. And now I am answering you directly. Do not treat this lightly. Do not rush through these words carelessly. I brought you here because your spirit is standing at a critical moment between the season that wounded you and the season I am preparing to heal you through. You cannot move into what is next while remaining spiritually asleep to what I am revealing right now. That is why I am speaking with urgency. That is why your heart feels stirred as you listen to these words. Deep inside your soul, you already sense that something is shifting. You already feel the tension between the old chapter ending and the new one beginning. What you are feeling is not imagination. It is my spirit pulling you closer, because I need you alert in this hour. For too long you have ignored the exhaustion inside your soul. You kept telling yourself to stay strong. You kept convincing yourself that you could handle everything alone. But I never created you to carry this level of emotional weight by yourself. I see the hidden stress inside your mind. I see the silent battles nobody else knows you fight every day. I see how tired you became from constantly surviving disappointment after disappointment. And still you kept going. Still you kept trying. Still you kept praying, even while part of your heart wondered whether anyone in heaven was truly listening anymore. My child, I heard every prayer you whispered through tears. I heard every exhausted sigh. I heard every question you asked me during those lonely nights when your spirit felt crushed beneath pressure nobody else could understand. You must understand something now. The enemy has been working very hard to keep your mind distracted, because distraction is one of the greatest weapons used against my children in important seasons. If the enemy cannot destroy your destiny directly, he will attempt to exhaust your focus. He will flood your thoughts with fear, confusion, anxiety, overthinking, emotional heaviness, and hopelessness until you no longer recognize my voice clearly. And lately that battle has intensified around your life, because you are approaching a moment the enemy desperately wanted you to miss. But I will not allow darkness to steal what I have prepared for you. That is why I interrupted your day today. That is why I am speaking so directly into your spirit now. Heaven is calling your attention back toward me before the next phase begins. Please support our channel. Our work is to bring happiness in your life and devotion to God. And if you want, you can donate to us, given link in description or pinned comment, to show your support. My precious child, there are things happening behind the scenes that you cannot yet fully see. Situations are shifting. Hearts are being exposed. Doors are quietly moving into position. Spiritual battles are unfolding around your future. And while you thought nothing was changing because the natural world looked the same, the unseen realm has been moving constantly. I have been protecting you from attacks you never even recognized. I have been delaying certain situations because the timing was not yet right. I have been removing people quietly without you understanding why certain relationships suddenly change. There were moments you called loss what I called protection. There were moments you called delay what I called preparation. And there were moments you thought I abandoned you while I was actually positioning you for something your current understanding could not yet fully comprehend. This is why I need your full attention now. You cannot enter the next season carrying the same mindset that kept you trapped in fear during the last one. You cannot continue doubting your worth while I am preparing opportunities connected to your purpose. You cannot keep listening to voices that weaken your spirit while I am trying to strengthen your faith. Something greater is ahead of you, but spiritual blindness would cause you to miss what heaven is placing directly in front of you. That is why I am waking your spirit up now. That is why these words feel personal. Because they are. I know exactly where you are emotionally. I know exactly what has been hurting you. I know exactly what you need to hear before this transition unfolds. My child, the world has trained you to believe that urgency always comes with panic, but my urgency comes with preparation. I am not speaking to frighten you. I am speaking to awaken you. There is a difference. Fear paralyzes people, but divine instruction positions them. And right now I am positioning you carefully because the next season of your life will require spiritual discernment, emotional healing, and deeper trust in me than ever before. You cannot afford to stay asleep spiritually while heaven is trying to move you forward. Too many people remain trapped because they ignore my warnings when I speak gently. Too many people lose peace because they refuse to release what no longer belongs in their lives. But I love you too much to stay silent while confusion tries to surround your future. Listen carefully now because this part is important. Some of the pain you experienced recently was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to reveal what was hidden around you. Betrayal revealed who truly loved you. Delay revealed where your faith actually stood. Loneliness revealed how much you depended on human validation instead of my presence. And exhaustion revealed that you were trying to carry burdens I never asked you to carry alone. None of these battles were meaningless, my child. Even the painful moments were uncovering truths your spirit needed to understand before you stepped into the next chapter I prepared for your life. I know there were moments when you almost gave up completely. There were nights when discouragement wrapped around your mind so heavily that even simple tasks felt exhausting. There were days when you questioned your purpose, because disappointment kept repeating itself. But look at you now, my child. You survived every moment that tried to break you. You are still here. Your spirit may feel bruised, but it is not destroyed. Your heart may feel tired, but it is still beating. Your faith may feel weaker than before, but it never fully died. And the reason you survived is because my hand never left you even during the moments when you felt spiritually numb. Now hear me carefully. You are entering a season where discernment will matter deeply. Not every smiling face around you carries pure intentions. Not every opportunity placed before you belongs to your destiny. Not every voice speaking into your life is speaking with wisdom from heaven. This is why I need you closer to me now than ever before. The next chapter cannot be navigated through emotion alone. You will need spiritual clarity. You will need peace instead of panic. You will need obedience instead of overthinking. And most importantly, you will need to trust my guidance even when you cannot immediately understand every detail unfolding around you. My beloved child, stop worrying that you missed your purpose. Stop believing it is too late for your life to change. Stop allowing fear to convince you that your best days already passed. I am the God who restores broken seasons. I am the God who rebuilds wounded hearts. I am the God who opens doors nobody else can shut. And I am telling you now that your story is not ending in confusion, heartbreak, and exhaustion. Something new is beginning, but before it fully arrives, I needed to interrupt your spirit and wake you up to what heaven is doing around you right now. Do not ignore this moment. Do not rush away from my presence after hearing these words. Sit with me here. Let your heart become still again. Let my voice calm the chaos inside your mind. You have spent too long carrying pressure that was slowly draining your soul. But now I am calling you back into alignment with me, because where I am leading you next requires healing, focus, wisdom, and faith. The battle around your life has been intense because your future carries greater purpose than you currently understand. And that is exactly why heaven is speaking to you so urgently today. My child, this is your warning, your confirmation, and your preparation all at once. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not losing your mind. What you have been sensing spiritually is real. Change is approaching. Exposure is approaching. Healing is approaching. Justice is approaching. And if you stay close to me during this transition, you will witness my hand move in ways that will leave no doubt that I was guiding you all along. My beloved child, come closer to me now and let your heart become still, because I need to speak directly into the pain you have been carrying for far too long. I know there are wounds inside you that nobody fully understands. There are memories you try to bury because remembering them hurts too deeply. There are moments you replay in silence, asking yourself why certain people chose to hurt you the way they did. You questioned your worth because of how they treated you. You questioned your value because of how easily they walked away after breaking your trust. But listen carefully to me now. None of it escaped my sight. I saw everything they did to you. I saw the nights when you cried quietly so nobody would hear you breaking apart emotionally. I saw you sitting alone trying to understand why people you loved became strangers overnight. I saw how betrayal shocked your spirit because you never imagined those particular people could wound you so deeply. You gave your kindness freely. You gave your loyalty honestly. You gave your heart sincerely. And instead of protecting your trust, they used your goodness carelessly. They spoke words that cut deeply into your soul. They made promises they never intended to keep. They abandoned you in moments when you needed love the most. And while they moved on as though nothing happened, you were left carrying emotional scars nobody else could see. My child, I saw every hidden conversation spoken against you. I heard the gossip whispered behind your back. I watched the manipulation. I watched the jealousy. I watched the false smiles hiding dishonest intentions. Some people pretended to love you while secretly hoping for your downfall. Some people celebrated your kindness publicly while dishonoring you privately. Some people acted loyal to your face while quietly working against your peace behind closed doors. And the most painful part for you was not only what they did, but the fact that you trusted them enough to never expect it from them. Betrayal always wounds deeper when it comes from familiar hands. I know there were moments when you blamed yourself for what happened. You wondered if you were too emotional, too trusting, too forgiving, or too hopeful. You replayed conversations repeatedly inside your mind, trying to discover what you did wrong. But my child, stop carrying guilt for battles you did not create. Stop punishing yourself for having a soft heart in a hard world. Your kindness was never the problem. Your love was never weakness. The problem was that some people mishandled what heaven placed inside you. They took your loyalty lightly because they never understood the value of your spirit. But heaven understood. I understood. And I never stopped seeing your heart clearly even when others misunderstood it completely. My beloved child, there were also moments when people judged you unfairly without knowing the full truth. They formed opinions about your life without understanding the battles you were silently surviving. They misunderstood your silence. They misunderstood your exhaustion. They misunderstood your emotional distance during seasons when your soul was simply trying to recover from pain. Some called you cold when you were actually wounded. Some called you weak when you were actually emotionally exhausted from carrying burdens too heavy for one person alone. But I knew the truth the entire time. I knew how much pressure you were under. I knew how hard you were trying to keep yourself together while your heart quietly screamed for relief. Comment amen. My breakthrough is happening if you're seeing prayers answered. There were days when the weight became so heavy that even simple tasks felt overwhelming. You smiled in front of people while secretly fighting anxiety inside your chest. You answered questions with "I'm okay" while emotionally collapsing inside. You carried responsibilities while your spirit felt completely drained. And still you continued moving forward because part of you believed stopping meant failure. But my child, I never asked you to destroy yourself trying to survive pain silently. I never intended for you to carry heartbreak without bringing it honestly before me. That is why I'm speaking so tenderly to you now. I need you to know that your suffering mattered. Your tears mattered. Your emotional exhaustion mattered. And most importantly, you mattered to me every single day you felt invisible. Do you remember those nights when you prayed through tears asking me why I allowed certain things to happen? You begged me for answers. You begged me to remove the pain. Sometimes you even begged me simply to let you feel peace again because your mind had become so tired from overthinking every wound. I heard every prayer, my child. Even the prayers you could not finish because crying interrupted your words. Even the silent prayers spoken only through tears. I had heard them all. And although my response did not arrive in the timing you expected, I never ignored your pain for a single moment. The enemy wanted your suffering to convince you that I abandoned you. That was the greatest deception surrounding your life. He wanted disappointment to destroy your trust in me. He wanted betrayal to harden your heart permanently. He wanted emotional exhaustion to make you quit believing in your future. But despite everything you endured, you are still here listening to my voice today. Bruised, yes. Tired, yes. Wounded, yes. But not destroyed. The enemy underestimated the strength my presence placed inside your spirit. Every attack meant to break you completely only revealed how closely I was holding you together behind the scenes. My child, there are certain wounds that chained you deeply. Some pain affected your ability to trust others freely again. Some betrayals made you question whether genuine love even existed anymore. Some disappointments made you emotionally guarded because you became afraid of being hurt again. I understand all of that. I know why your heart became cautious. I know why you stopped opening up the way you once did. I know why part of you became emotionally tired of hoping. Pain changes people when it stays unhealed too long. But listen carefully to me now. Your heart is not too damaged for restoration. I am still able to heal what betrayal tried to destroy inside you. I also know there were moments when you envied people who seemed happy because your own heart felt so heavy. You watched others smile while secretly wondering when your own suffering would finally end. You questioned why life seemed easier for everyone else while your spirit constantly battled sadness, confusion, loneliness, and disappointment. But my child, do not compare your hidden story to someone else's visible moments. Many people hide pain behind smiles. Many people appear strong while silently struggling. And most importantly, your journey has never been abandoned by me simply because it became painful. Listen carefully now, because I need this truth to settle deeply inside your soul. The people who hurt you are not greater than my justice. The betrayal you survived is not greater than my ability to restore you. The lies spoken against you are not stronger than the truth I declare over your life. And the pain you carried for so long will not define the rest of your future. What happened to you matters to heaven. Your case was never forgotten. Your tears were never ignored. And although there were moments when silence surrounded your prayers, I was still working carefully behind the scenes, preparing a future beyond the heartbreak you currently understood. My beloved child, I need you to stop asking yourself why you were not enough for people who lacked the maturity to value your heart correctly. Stop questioning your worth because broken people handled your love carelessly. Stop allowing betrayal to convince you that you are difficult to love. The truth is this: you love deeply in a world filled with emotionally wounded people. You gave sincerity to people who operated through selfishness. You gave loyalty to people who only valued convenience. That does not make you foolish, my child. It makes you rare. And now heaven is beginning to move around your life differently. The season of carrying silent pain alone is ending. The chapter where you constantly question your value is closing. I am healing parts of your heart you stopped talking about long ago. I am restoring confidence that betrayal tried to steal from you. I am rebuilding peace inside your spirit slowly and carefully. And most importantly, I am reminding you that your story does not end with rejection, heartbreak, abandonment, or emotional exhaustion. I saw everything they did to you. I saw every hidden wound. And because I saw it all, I will also be the one who leads you out of this darkness into healing, restoration, peace, and justice in the days ahead. My beloved child, I know there were many moments when my silence confused you. There were nights when you cried until your body felt weak and your spirit felt empty, and still heaven seemed quiet. You prayed for immediate answers. You begged me to remove the pain quickly. You asked me why I allowed certain people to continue hurting you while you remained faithful and sincere. Deep inside your heart, you wondered whether I truly saw what was happening. And because the pain lasted longer than you expected, part of you began questioning whether I had stepped away from your life completely. But listen to me carefully now, my child. My silence was never abandonment. My silence was strategy. I was never absent from your battle. I was standing in the middle of it the entire time, watching carefully, preparing precisely, and allowing certain truths to reveal themselves fully before I move. You see only moments, but I see entire seasons at once. You see temporary pain, but I see the future I am preparing beyond the pain. Many times you wanted me to remove people immediately, but if I had acted too early, hidden intentions would have remained hidden. There were hearts around you that needed to expose themselves completely before separation could happen properly. Some people wore masks for a very long time. They spoke sweetly while secretly carrying jealousy, manipulation, dishonesty, and selfishness within them. If I had removed them too quickly, you would have continued romanticizing relationships that were quietly damaging your spirit. So I allowed time to uncover what your emotions could not yet recognize. My child, understand this deeply now. Delay does not mean denial. Silence does not mean absence. Waiting does not mean I stopped working. Human beings often mistake immediate action for love, but sometimes true protection requires patience. I needed you to see clearly what certain people truly carried inside their hearts. I needed patterns to become undeniable. I needed hidden behavior to expose itself naturally so your spirit would stop clinging to what heaven knew could never safely follow you into your future. You cried because certain relationships ended, but if I showed you the full truth hidden behind some smiles, you would understand why separation became necessary. There were moments when you begged me to restore situations that I was actually trying to remove from your life for your own protection. You called certain people blessings while heaven recognized they were slowly draining your peace. You held onto connections because of memories while I saw the damage those same connections would eventually create inside your future. My silence during those moments was not cruelty. It was wisdom. I needed time to untangle your heart emotionally from things your spirit had become attached to, even though they were no longer healthy for your destiny. My beloved child, I also remained silent because I was working inside you while everything unfolded around you. Pain is a way of revealing hidden weaknesses, hidden fears, hidden insecurities, and hidden dependence on people instead of me. Before this season, you relied heavily on human reassurance. You looked to others constantly for validation, comfort, approval, and emotional stability. But during the silence, I began teaching your spirit how to survive without leaning entirely on fragile human hands. The loneliness forced you to seek me more deeply. The disappointment forced you to discover strength you never realized existed inside you. The betrayal forced your eyes open spiritually. And although the process hurt deeply, it awakened maturity within your spirit that comfort alone could never produce. Do you remember how often you asked me, why is this happening to me, my child? Many things happening around you were not punishment. They were preparation. I was strengthening areas of your life that remained weak for too long. I was teaching you discernment because your heart trusted too quickly. I was teaching you boundaries because your kindness often ignored warning signs. I was teaching you emotional wisdom because you repeatedly poured yourself into people who only valued what they could receive from you. The silence became a classroom your spirit desperately needed, even though your emotions hated every moment of it. And still, even while teaching you, I never stopped comforting you quietly. There were moments when peace suddenly entered your heart for no reason during your worst nights. That was me. There were moments when something inside you kept whispering, "Keep going," even while your mind wanted to give up completely. That was me. There were moments when situations could have become far worse, but somehow destruction never fully consumed you. That was also me. You survived because my hand remained over your life every single moment, even while my visible answers seemed delayed. My child, heaven's timing is different from human timing. Human beings want instant relief because pain feels unbearable when experienced day after day. But I do not operate emotionally the way humans do. I operate with eternal understanding. I see what people cannot see. I know what future consequences certain actions would create. I know what hidden dangers exist ahead. And because I love you deeply, I refuse to move carelessly with your destiny simply to satisfy temporary emotions. Sometimes my silence protects you from answers that arrive too early. Sometimes my delay prevents blessings from becoming burdens before you are spiritually ready to carry them. You must also understand something very important now. The people who hurt you believed my silence meant permission. They assumed heaven ignored their behavior because consequences did not arrive immediately. But they misunderstood my patience. I gave time for repentance. I gave opportunities for hearts to change. I gave moments for honesty, humility, and correction. But many continued choosing pride, manipulation, dishonesty, selfishness, and cruelty instead. And while they believed they escaped accountability, heaven continued recording everything carefully. My silence toward injustice never means I approve of it. It simply means I move with precision instead of emotional reaction. Say amen. All things are being restored if you believe nothing is too far gone. And share this video.